run a team centered around Verse. I'm not sure who else she played to me with as of late. We'll see
right.
as a character select who they're choosing. Yeah, okay, this is right. This actually is it.
Okay, so again, sticking to it. So now, with what Teiga had to deal with in Animunk earlier, he had to go about constantly shifting offense. Here, he's going to have to worry about movements, and again, just like, having to deal with that wall. Because again, having to deal with Mian, I know there are a lot of people who absolutely hate going against her, and with good reason. Going to have to worry about trying to figure out a way to keep her grounded.
It's all about angles.
Exactly. What is that sacred geometry of KOF, we could say. But again, at the same time, if he's able to get past Mian, he still has to deal with Verse, and Verse is Vicky's stronger, if not strongest character.
Right.
And at the same time, even if he manages to do that, Hein is behind that, and Hein is probably one of the scarier characters in this latest version.
Yeah, big damage output.
Yeah. All right, so you get that Iago, and again, work with the angles. But he's got to watch her back here because, again, like I said, she's going to have the mobility to her advantage, but she's going to leave herself open if she goes for it too often. Keep it up in the air. This is what I'm talking about. Again, the punish is what's going to be sitting there, man. Like that.
Like I said, it's all about the angles. If you know your angles, you can deal with Mian better. Even though they're not considered top tier, even some mid-tier characters.
Right.
I appreciate the game plans of characters like Mian, like Choi. With the whole being a nuisance flying around. And there's definitely another dimension to this game.
Again, like I said, got to deal with the frozen flame of Verse right now.
Speaking of dimensions, I don't know where this guy came from, but he's been wreaking havoc ever since his appearance.
Oh yeah, man.
Here in 14.
And again, like I said, if I'm gauging this particular version, this particular chapter of the canon, right? From what I can tell, Verse is a very disjointed and fragmented piece of something else. So I'm very curious to see what that something else is.
That's kind of scary.
Gotta be careful. Trying to go for that crouching double punch. Alright, still can't get close enough for it. Gotta take that overhead.
Nice to see.
That
should have been a punish. Definitely should have been a punish.
No, but that is. Managed to get the stomp on that one, too. They said shades of Rugal, but we know Rugal is in there somewhere.
Let it rain, baby.
And again, the absolute worst full body massage you will ever come across, man.
Oh my God. Can I get my money back, please? That really hurt.
Like I said, I know, again, this is going to sound a little bit blue and a little bit off color, but again, if everybody who's watching this knows what a happy ending is, then that is a sad ending right there. Oh, gets him with the overhead. This is a trademark on Teiga.
I don't know. Right. I'm sorry, and maybe I'm talking nonsense because I'll probably get caught up too. But how do you not see that overhead coming? And with that, this match is even.
Yes, sir.
Even stop?
Right now, again, here's going to be a matchup that I don't know how familiar Teiga is with. All right, Vicky going for the rook. All right, Teiga again doing his best opportunity. He's not even going to worry about the matchup. He's just going to play his game.
One hit is over.
Exactly. That's how you get it done right there. All right, still blocking the overhead now, but Vicky's going to have to make something work. She's got somebody. All right, no post.
Doing something.
Trying to go with that pawn.
That was a block. Come on, you know that was a block.
Come on.
Let's not make rookie mistakes, Vicky. Come on, you're better than that. Oh,
little sister, I know you got more in-ring
Flip that hair. Think about it over again. Dig deep. And let them know why they call you the Viper. VickiViper down 1, Teiga, but it's not over.
Nope.
They're going to match 2.
Going to Derelict Church.
Derelict Church. That's where the golf kids hang out.
Okay, so, all right, so now putting Verse on point, get a little bit more of the work done. Because given with his, moveset, Verse has not the answer, but he's got a couple of better suggestions to deal with a point Benoit.
Right.
Case in point right there. Goes to the full reach.
Afro, you ever been punched down before?
Not that hard. All right. So, but again, like given like my stature, I don't have to worry about too many overhands. So yeah. But at the same time, I'm not even gonna argue about how big versus. So yeah.
Oh, he's like 7 feet. You think he'd be?
Yeah, I ain't gonna front like that. For anybody that's watching and anybody that's curious, yeah, the Afro versus Verse matchup, yeah, that's gonna be a 10-0 in his favor. All right. Said Vicky doing the damnedest. He's going there. Trying to go for it. Trying to go for the EX again. That was a little bit of a panic tactic there.
Yeah, and now it puts him in a bad place because that was arguably his best performing character in the set. And now he's gone. So we'll see what happens with Mian. Mian, your job right now is to get rid of this nuisance called Benoit immediately.
Now, seeing as how we're talking about ice skating uphill, we don't have to worry about ice skating. Mian can just float.
Nice answer. Ooh, good job.
Missiles, baby. Bombs away on them drop kicks.
You know, Benoit has the potential to do some real damage. So getting him out as fast as possible is the best idea.
Now we gotta get stuff done, man. Get that damage out. Get rid of him in as quick as possible. That's what we were talking about earlier. All right, good. You get someone confirm right there. Goes for it. Goes for the damage. And I love the fact that the only difference between the normal version of that super and the advanced version of that super is simply the tap at the end. All right? Okay, right now, it's at the end having to build up that meter. Goes to the sweep. Right there with the cross up. It's the super, but not the damage to kill.
Oh, baited it out.
All right.
Doesn't matter. So Teiga's approach has been very fundamental.
True.
Not too aggressive. Stayed more in the neutral. Just controlling space. Controlling anti-airs is very important.
Right.
And now kinds of
raw maximum. Curious choice.
Well, you know, the Raw Max mode has, you know, we talked about this. I remember you and I had conversations in the beginning of the game.
Right.
About Max mode being applied raw.
True.
And, you know, at the time, people were like, what? No, you don't do that, you know. Now, as the game, the meta develops, you see it happening more.
True.
So it's something that I call from the very beginning. You know, Max mode raw can be a thing. You know, especially when it gives you access to zoning projectiles for one.
All right, here we go. Goes to the king. It's cold eyes, but again, nobody there for the pawn.
Teiga has been on point with it, just with DPs.
Ooh, check his vocal. Trying to go for the punish.
Caught him backdashing. Oh.
All right, manages to hunt him down and goes for it right there. Now, is he going to get pinned? Yes, he is.
He's done.
And the big boy damage.
Vicky was not impressed by that.
All, again, like I said, for anybody who's watching and wondering, all right, does anything that Teiga brings to KOF from Street 5 translate? Yes, it does. The big fireballs are always going to be translating, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so again, Shadow. Oh, and Teiga's going to have to stick
going
on,
back up against
Shadow
780. So this is going to be an interesting match.
Yes, it is. Because, again, I don't think these two ever fought each other.
Not to my knowledge. I'm not going to say they haven't, but not that I can recall in tournament.
Very, very.
I'll be ignorant to say we will be ignorant to say that they
True. But again, at least though, to my visuals, I cannot remember if these two have ever actually fought each other. All right, but nonetheless, here we got these two people now. Here we are going to see a very, it's going to be an entertaining clash of styles here because, like you mentioned earlier,